Hello Dearborn Heights residents. Today we're doing Meet the Director, but actually we have Chief Hart here, so Meet the Chief. So Chief, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Jerrod Hart. I am a native of Taylor, Michigan. I grew up just on the south border here of Dearborn Heights. Large family. Our church was located within Dearborn Heights here. And that's where I learned really how to be a good person, a good human being through our church here in Dearborn Heights. Know the area fairly well. As I graduated from Kennedy High School, I went up to Ferris State University, earned my bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and upon graduating from college, I was hired by the Novi Police Department and enjoyed an almost 27-year career there. I was in assignments from a training officer to motor carrier. I started the school resource officer program there. Sergeant, lieutenant, retired as assistant chief of police of support services, which would be our dispatch center, our detectives and records section, and led our accreditation, national accreditation through CALIA at the Novi Police Department before I retired there. After retiring from the Novi Police Department, I went out and was chief of police in the city of Saline until I got a phone call from you and asked me to kind of come out and be the chief here in Dearborn Heights, and it was an awesome opportunity, great reputation, awesome residents, beautiful facility as we know, right, in the Justice Center. And
Taj Mahal, that's what they call
it.
Yeah,
Taj Mahal, huh? So yeah, I've been here since February 28th, and some of my goals, Mayor, and I think their shared goals, are to have a better relationship with the community, to make data-driven decisions, and we're starting to realign some of the positions within the police department to meet those goals and set us up for success into the future.
Yeah, I know you were here just maybe a couple of weeks, and I noticed that, I mean, people talk in this community. There's a lot of residents there actually. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that they want is community policing. And I know that like I said, news travels very fast, good or bad. But this one was good actually when you driving around and you kind of stopped and talking to these residents and they invited you. So I mean, this is very, it was welcoming to these residents. And I actually like to see more of that. I'm sure, I mean, that's your nature. So what are the plans for the departments, or your plans to get more officers to actually do that kind of stuff?
Well, it starts with modeling the behavior that we want to see from the staff members, sharing those expectations with the command officers, and recognizing and rewarding that behavior at shift briefings or at other opportunities when we have interactions with our police officers. I believe the commissioner talked to you about getting out and walking in our neighborhoods. Our U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Michigan is also interested in coming out and walking through some of our neighborhoods with us and interacting with our residents. I was able to get out in a police car yesterday and drove around for about an hour just waving at everybody. They're cleaning up their yards, they're trimming, their landscaping and getting excited, for the warmer weather that we've all been waiting so much for, right? And it's really nice to wave at our community members and have them wave back, and it builds that sense of community and relationship with our professionals. So we model the behavior, we're going to reward and recognize that behavior, and we're also going to be realigning some positions within the department to start more of a community-oriented policing bureau. We have a call for more school resource officers at some of our educational facilities here in the community. So we're going to try to stand those up, do some Citizens Police Academy. We're going to try to start a youth police academy and try to join with our partners over at the fire department, kind of like for a public safety opportunity, right? Everyone loves the fire department and they get over there and they can use the equipment, the JAWS, the various things. These are initiatives that we can work on together.
Yeah, so yeah, that's a great topic you mentioned, our youth. I was at an event this weekend with our Boy Scouts, and they were asking about the same question. Is there something for them, if they're interested in law enforcement and they want to actually do more things with the department? And we know there's a neighboring city that actually has an Explorer program So that's one of the things that I mentioned, that you were very interested in bringing here, something like that in the Dearborn Heights.
Yeah, through the Boy Scouts of America, they have a very structured program with the Explorers, and I have experience with that at the Saline Police Department, and that is a great way to bring young women and men into exposure opportunities to public safety. And maybe they want to be a dispatcher, maybe they want to be a police officer, maybe they want to be a crime scene analyst, right? Or something along those lines. So yeah, that's kind of our first bite at the apple for recruiting and engaging our young community members. And Officer Eunice has come up with a kind of a draft program of what a youth academy would look like. So we're taking a look at that as well right now and see how can we accommodate that and fit that into the summer schedules.
Well, that's a great idea, and I'm 100% in support of something like that.
Yeah.
We got to get our youth to engage, especially with community service. So one last question: the reserves. I know I've had a few people reached out to me. What are your plans with the reserves, the police reserves? Yeah,
it's my understanding, obviously coming out of COVID now, right, and we're kind of seeing an uptick in some of the cases locally, is when COVID first, the pandemic first hit us, that reserve program kind of pulled back, right? A lot of them are more mature citizens and kind of groups and ages that can really be susceptible to the worst part of COVID. And now we're trying to reinvent that program as well. If someone wants to, is interested in joining the reserve program, they can certainly reach out to me and I will put them in touch with the coordinator of that program, and we can kind of reinvent what that looks like and get them more engaged in walking out in the community.
No, that's a great idea. I've actually talked to several people that were interested in it, so I'll definitely relay the message. Well, welcome to Dearborn Heights.
Thank you very much.
I'm grateful that you actually took the offer to come to our city of Dearborn Heights. And again, we did reach out to you because of all the recommendations that I received from various chiefs. And thank you and welcome to the city of Dearborn Heights,
Chief.
Chief.
Very much.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate
thank you.
It. Yep. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Chief. And again, thank you all the residents for listening to another segment of Meet the Director. Stay tuned for the next one. Thank you.